When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of all trades studio in Fairport and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Welcome. Thanks for getting your pot on. Thanks for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. I think we need to get some t-shirts that say, thanks for getting your pot on, or get your pot on, or something like that. I don't know. Just a thought that just ran into my head, Dan.
I want to get a
random
shirt
thoughts.
for the podcast that says cancel Survivor.
Cancel. I shouldn't even. Oh, Christ.
If you know, you know.
Oh, God.
Been there.
Fucking shit. Jesus Christ.
What happened now?
Nothing. I just can't. I will never.
Yeah.
So, speaking of that, it's interesting that you say that because.
I have a poem I'd like to read.
No, I don't have a poem I'd like to read. I have. It's just strange. Sometimes I think we live in a world now where you got to watch everything you say. You can't be careful. And I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. Mm-hmm. I think that you're seeing more independent things happen. You're seeing, guys be able to say anything they want, but they're having to do it in their lane. And I think that's becoming more popular, and people are starting to notice that.
Like the old show that we were on and the show before that you were on.
Yeah.
That show would not fly in a place like Buffalo. You guys would be off the air, or we would be off the air within a week.
What do you mean?
The humor that we did and the way that we talked, or you guys talked, on the show.
How dare you? You were part of the break room, buddy.
I was the producer.
Okay.
I was responsible for what came through the speakers.
I know.
But the way we talked, and the subject matter we discussed, I don't think would fly 60 miles west. Because guys got fired from 97 Rock.
Right, but that was...
For something that was alluded...
Well, okay, that was alluded to on our show? I don't remember that.
I mean, Tommy would do stuff like that all the time, but everybody was in on the joke. Everybody kind of understood when you listen to CMF that Tommy or you or anybody would make fun of everything, and you had permission to make fun of everything, and it was all good.
All right, well...
Out there, it's like taboo. You can't do that.
But let's go back, though, because I'm not sure that... I think if we went back and we saw what was said, if we heard what was said, in today's climate, would we feel differently? And I'll even say this. I had a program director, Stan Main. Love that guy. I got to go out and see him. He's now Farmer Stan. And he used to say to me, one of the greatest things you can do, because I would be really dirty. Like sometimes I would get really, really dirty. And he would say to me, if we read the transcript, he goes, because if it ever goes to like the FCC,
tone gets taken out.
They don't listen to it.
No, they just
read the transcript of what was said. Mm-hmm. Now, we live in 2025 where, what were you going to say? Because you perked up there, and I don't want to lose that moment.
So, I was thinking of Archie Bunker right before you said Stan Main.
Yeah.
And 15 years ago, somebody would have said, oh, they let gay guys farm now?
Yeah,
you meant Farmer Stan.
Yeah.
Stan is gay.
Yes,
right.
yes.
That would have been a comment.
Yeah.
That would have been like, that we would have laughed at years ago.
I don't think gay guys farming.
Well, we would have said something else instead of that.
Yeah.
Right? Nowadays, we have to, but like the point is we're beyond that.
What's he farming out there?
You have to know Stan.
What's he growing, bananas?
Right. That type of comment is something that we're talking about.
Okay.
Right.
So you're on.
That's why I thought, because like Archie Bunker used to make comments like that all the time.
Does he use a hoe?
Right.
Probably not. He uses a mow.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh.
That's why I laugh, because it's like you brought up Stan.
He loves digging in the dirt button.
But you guys used to make fun of him all the time. But it was all
bad breath.
Well, it was all part of the joke.
Yeah. But
everybody was cool with it. Nowadays, like if somebody takes it out of context and reads it like a transcript in front of the FCC.
Well, yeah, but Stan was saying that to me back in the mid 90s. He was saying that to me.
Yeah, but you could say a lot less now than you could then.
Okay, but I'm not sure that I hear what you're saying. On government air, on air that is sponsored by certain people. Like even with podcasts. I mean, somebody could say, I don't want to support that kind of talk, and they don't. You find other people who will,
right? But
numbers will always speak, right? Yeah. If you get the numbers.
Podcasts aren't regulated.
No, they're not. But to a certain extent, the FCC can only go do so much. If you're not out of bounds, but you're saying something somebody doesn't agree with, they can pull their sponsorship, which the bottom line, and this is why I try to say these things, because I don't necessarily buy into, although I mean, a lot of people have pushed certain things my way, but I don't necessarily buy into the Stephen Colbert cancel. I certainly don't think the Howard Stern cancel. I think what is happening is the money isn't adding up, and it's late night in general. And one of the things that'll save Jimmy Fallon is that he is online. He is so huge. His bits and things are so huge.
Right, people just aren't staying up to watch.
Right,
but they're watching.
But they're watching. They can go on Hulu or they can go somewhere, so they're not watching at the scheduled time.
Yes,
it's on demand. So that's helping. But
we had a couple guys at the radio station we worked at where they weren't really working. So at lunch, they take like a long lunch and they'd be watching Fallon. Like they closed their office door and they would.
Who was that?
I'm not gonna say who, but they would be watching like Fallon and other stuff that they didn't watch the night before. They'd be watching it. Or I'm saying in general, they would watch like
who the fuck
Hulu.
Was this? Huh?
He got let go, and then they brought him back.
Oh, really?
Okay, yeah. He closed the door. He'd grab a chunky soup. He'd eat it. He'd take a long lunch, and he'd just be watching videos. But like more often than not, he would be watching like Fallon or the Tonight Show from the night before.
Okay,
instead of staying up and watching it.
All right. So, but I'm not sure. Like Howard, you and I haven't talked about, and I wanted to. I don't believe Howard's been canceled.
No.
I think that subscription's down. He's 71, and he does 3 days a week.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
20 weeks a year.
Yeah, and so I think I think Sirius is going, we're not getting the bang for the
ROI.
buck. We're not.
It's all about the ROI.
Anymore. But Howard was a businessman. That's what people need to realize. He did radio right. And by that, I mean Howard Stern was in bed at 8 o'clock every fucking night. Went to bed, 8 o'clock. I think even on weekends. If you had dinner with Howard Stern, you were going to dinner at 4:30 or 5 in the afternoon. That's when Howard would have dinner. And I know that because I know people who interacted with.
He's very disciplined.
With Howard. He was like a Jewish business guy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean it, but he was a Jewish guy. But he had that same, it would be like a jeweler or he was disciplined in his craft. He wasn't this rock and roll heathen.
No, he played a character.
Yes. And what you see now where people go, oh, he's woke. That to me is the real Howard. He was a family guy. He got divorced, but so who hasn't?
He never talked about his kids on the air until they were way older.
Right.
He insisted on not talking about his kids. He would talk about his wife.
Right.
And he would talk about parts of his life, but there were certain things that were off limits, like his kids.
But I'm just saying, like, it was a business.
Yeah.
So now, if we take that same mentality, it's a business. Business is about making money. And if you're not making money, changes have to be made.
Right.
Because that's all it is. And nobody cares at the end of the day unless they're making money.
Right.
We have an emotional connection to these things, but...
There's two acronyms, TOE and MO. It sounds silly, but talent over everything when it comes to sports. Once the talent runs out, we can get rid of you. You're done. And money over everything.
Yeah.
Right? Once the money runs out, we're done.
Right.
We're done.
Right.
You know? It's tale as old as time.
Right.
So it's like with Howard, in Howard's case, I mean, the dude, like I heard he was working 2 days a week, 20 weeks a year, but he's still getting the same amount of money that he got when he first signed that big $500 million deal. Yeah. He was getting $100 million a year.
He did it.
And don't get me wrong, like that's not all going in his pocket. He was pocketing like $173 million a year at one point.
He paved the way for guys like Opie and Anthony, for sure. Right? And then he protected himself from Opie and Anthony. But if you go back to the 2000s, Opie and Anthony, there's no way they could be doing that stuff on the radio today.
No.
They used to have a wiffle ball bat, and they would have porn stars come in, and the girls would stick it somewhere, and they would mark. I shouldn't laugh at this.
They mark how far it would go.
Yes, and so there were different lengths for the different women.
We have a new winner.
My God, it's terrible, right? But it was it was fun. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. To that end, we live in an age where things don't die. But to go back, 2007, Maxim published a list of the unsexiest women alive.
Okay.
Okay.
So you got to be famous at this point.
Right.
You got to qualify for this list.
Yes. So Sarah Jessica Parker was named the unsexiest woman alive. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm going to read you what they wrote.
Okay.
Okay. But I want you to think about.
There are women who hate her, by the way.
Okay. Well,
Go ahead.
how the hell did this racehorse?
I knew that's exactly where they were going to go.
How the hell did this Barbaro-faced broad manage to start a show with sex in the title?
By the way, Barbaro is a reference to a horse.
It's a racehorse. It's a racehorse.
Who had basically got put down.
Yeah. Okay. Now.
He won the Derby, and then he broke his leg.
But that wouldn't be really acceptable today. And are we better off because of that? Are we better off? I mean, I'm sure there's a podcast somewhere where somebody says something like that.
Here's the thing. I would like to believe we would be better off without those things.
Okay.
However,
yes,
the side that says that's so mean has no problem cutting your throat when they disagree with you. No problem trying to cancel you. As long as you don't offend them with, quote, your, quote, microaggressions.
Okay.
They're okay, right?
Coming in second.
They have no problem. I'm serious.
I know.
They have no problem.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
Going after men.
Well, they
have no problem going, and these are dudes who do this too.
Yeah.
They have no problem dancing to rap music with incredibly misogynistic lyrics, but yet, oh my gosh, if you said something similar like that, you get your throat cut. Well, why doesn't Snoop get his throat cut? Why doesn't Dr. Dre? Why doesn't Eminem? Oh, because we like their music.
Yeah, I do like Snoop.
Isn't that a contrast? But here's the thing. I don't
like
care.
Snoop.
I don't care what you like or what you don't. My point is, isn't that a conflict? Isn't that a contradiction?
I understand. I don't know if it's a contradiction because we could say Eminem has said things that people don't like and he's white. So if you're trying to draw a distinction between black and white, I think you have to be a little bit careful there. And the Beastie Boys certainly did stuff, and so I'm not so sure on that. I see what you're saying. Like there is.
I was just trying to make it from a cultural standpoint. Yeah, I wasn't trying to talk about black and white. We could go there.
No, I wasn't.
Do that too.
Well, I didn't know.
From a culture standpoint, it's like people have no problems reciting rap lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But hey, we could go the white thing. Hey, you're white. You can't say that. But I'm black, or I'm a woman. I could say that. He ain't talking about me.
I don't know.
Like Chris Rock did a whole bit. He ain't talking about me.
Yeah.
He ain't talking about me. What was he talking about?
I don't.
You want to talk about women and female empowerment and equality. You want to talk about you're anti-racist, which, by the way, all those things are good.
Yes, they are.
Those are good, but you can't have a double standard either.
Well,
see, if
you're never going to not have a double standard. It's a human being thing. That's the problem, and there is always going to be that. And I don't live personally in that world of I can't say this, I can say this. I just choose to conduct myself a certain way.
Yeah, me too.
And that's just it. And I don't give a shit who says what.
Hey, you can do what you want.
Exactly. Look, some people don't swear. You don't swear.
Yeah, you can
I
do
love
what you want.
the F word. I love the C word, but I love it used as my Irish friends use it.
I always made the argument for years. I said, Mom, what makes a swear word a swear word? And nobody could ever answer that. So I said, okay, well then I've never taken the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah.
But I've used swear words before. And then somebody said, you know what, Dan, you're a Christian. You really shouldn't talk like that. And I said, you know what? You're right. Regardless. If that's how people perceive it, I don't want to do that.
But let me just say this, Dan.
This is years ago.
The word fuck. I could get my idea across with one word.
Right.
I could just go, fuck.
Because it gets the anger out.
Fuck that.
You don't want to internalize it.
Or how about, fuck, really?
Yeah.
You're like, fuck? Fuck.
Yeah.
I got it. Anyway.
There's this immigrant comic that does a whole bit on the S word.
Yeah.
And what it means. But how come it means this but doesn't mean, go ahead.
Amy Winehouse came in second on this one.
I could see that.
She died 4 years after this was.
This is what put her over.
Openly hemorrhaging, translucent skin, rat nest mane, and lashes that look like more like surgically attached backs.
I gotta say though, she kind of brought that upon herself.
No, but okay.
I'm not saying that she was ugly. What I'm saying is that she was a beautiful woman at one point.
Yeah,
and got hooked on drugs, and then started turning herself into a mess.
I love the shows where you ripped on each other and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know that I ever really got. Why? Okay, I'm gonna rip. I love Amy Winehouse's voice. I love her.
Oh yeah,
I love her music.
Oh, just her.
So I couldn't. They went on like self-righteous bellyache and rapid deterioration has Madonna in there. They're saying she looks more like Willem Dafoe.
And this is an 07.
And this is 07. That's my point. Like, so brought up on Reddit by somebody going, look at this. And when I first read it, I was like, ooh, yeah, that those are stinging things that shouldn't be said.
I'm going to say something about somebody that was brought up on an episode of Family Guy, which makes fun of everybody. So-and-so, I'm going to tell you who in a second, looks like a human cigarette. Do you want to guess the actor or actress they said that about? I mean, that's a wide swath. Actor or actress?
Actor or actress?
Who do you think was an actor or an actress?
That looks like a human cigarette.
Yes.
I'm thinking it's some skinny woman.
No.
A guy?
It was Steve Buscemi. But everybody cackled because when you okay, yeah, he kind of does. But the point is, though, is that why is it like the double standard part?
All right, but we shouldn't because Dan, you're a gentleman and you got raised to be a gentleman,
right.
And we shouldn't be shitting on women. I don't know.
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. I don't believe in doing that. I had a conversation with my wife about this before I left the house about stuff like this, about people like picking on people.
Yes.
But like I would never pick on. But guys, we could get away with it with other guys because we expect guys to be able to take it and dish it back. And if you could dish it out, you could take it. Some people can't. We know.
Some people. Okay, all right.
I'm saying in general. We know that. Yeah, but I mean, like now, is it different when it's if somebody had the 20 ugliest guys? How would society?
I don't think it would be as popular today. I think there would be people sticking up for them, but I mean that's what roasts were all about.
Would they be other guys or would they be women?
I would fucking love it if women got up and ripped on guys.
There are some women online who have made a career now.
Who?
I don't know. I don't know their names. Who defend men? Who have now made careers of defending men.
Okay, well,
who have gone through the dating process and realized, oh my gosh, we treated these guys like garbage.
Okay,
and have defended men. So I could see some of that. But I think
me one of these women.
I will.
I want to talk.
But I will find.
I would love to talk to them because. I see what you're saying. Look, we could go. You could.
But I think the pool is much smaller of people who would defend who would defend guys on a list of 20 ugly dudes versus 20 ugly women.
Right. I don't know. That's
no matter how where the slider scale goes in 2025 from 2007.
Yeah,
you're still going to have a double standard of people. It's just we just have less of it nowadays. We tolerate less of it as a society.
We do. Well, I think if you had fat guys, I think that wouldn't be as tolerated. I don't think it was as tolerated back in the 2000s. I remember being on stage and I was opening up a show and I was bombing. And I started getting angry.
Okay.
It's because I was like embarrassed and then I'm there. And
I didn't even know you bombed.
Oh, God.
Really?
Fucking ate this shit.
See, I can't imagine you bomb. I know Tommy told stories about bombing before.
So I look down and I go, there's a big fat guy there. And I go, Diet Coke? The guy goes, yeah. I go, of course it is. I go, why is it always the fat fuck? You think you're going to save a few calories, you fat fuck? This is what I do on stage. They were booing. They were booing.
Oh, wow.
So I bring up the next act, and then I come back up, and I do another. I probably did more than I should have, but I think I did like 8 minutes before the next one, and I killed. And somebody pulled me aside and goes, "That is the biggest
turnaround
I've ever seen." And I'm like, yeah, because they were all laughing then, and I wasn't picking on anybody. And I realized that going after somebody, the only way you can go after somebody when you're on stage is if they came after you first. Mm-hmm. If they came after you, it's fun to see the comic who has the skills to cut them down. Otherwise, you're kind of a dick. If somebody paid money to come to a show and you're bombing because your jokes aren't good tonight.
I get enough of this at home.
You know what I'm saying? Your delivery's off. So now you got to pick on it. And I think I wonder if fat guys wouldn't be opened up today. You know, even though I have a friend, I mean, Damien greeted Jeff Dale from Three Heads the other day. Hello, fatso. But you can get away with it with the Irish charm.
Yeah. If you have an accent, you can say, I'm convinced, Billy, if you have an accent, you can. Wait. Well, hold on.
No.
Depends on what kind of accent.
No. Yeah, well, true. I will say this.
If you have a certain accent, you could say almost whatever you want.
Okay.
Irish people can say whatever they want.
Can't. Well, a little bit.
I think if you're a Middle Eastern, I think people are a little worried.
Oh, yeah.
It depends on what they're talking about, what the subject matter is.
Yeah.
Like, Billy bombed at the club. What?
Yeah, right.
Versus Billy bombed at the club. Did he? Oh, yeah.
I think
I can't do Irish.
That you also have to be fairly good looking.
That helps.
As a guy, like anybody.
Yes.
But especially a guy to really get away, because it is interesting to watch and here's the double standard. Somebody could say something and it's creepy. Somebody could say the exact same thing and it's not. Why?
Because one is good looking and one isn't.
I really do think that's a big fucking deal, man.
There was a guy.
Big fucking deal, Danny.
So when we worked at a radio station, they had, of course, a huge group of people that worked in promotions, right? And the promotions kids, they were all like in their late teens, early 20s. Yeah. They all loved to party, right? And there was a certain guy that they all thought was really good looking and hit on a couple of girls, and they loved it. Then there was another guy who really wasn't that attractive, and he's a creep. I'm like, what's the difference between the two?
Do we know?
They weren't like significant, but the point is that like word would get back, and I'm like, okay, so he's a creep, but he's hot.
Yeah.
He's okay, but he's a creep.
Yeah.
Well, and I knew both of them, and I'm like, he's a nice guy. He's single, and he's casting his shot.
Yeah.
He's taking his shot. You just don't like it. Okay, but when the hot guy does it, that's okay. That's not sexual harassment. The other guy does it, it's sexual harassment, saying the same exact stuff. Right. It's because one guy's not attractive as the other.
Well, true. It's also delivery. It's also personality. You can overcome some looks issues with a good personality, I think.
I think some of it is part of the package. I think some of it's baked into the package.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that like if you've got a, you can kind of, play with somebody, I think that makes you more attractive. I think it adds a few points. I mean, look, man, I'm not the best looking guy in the world, but I can.
Oh, women loved you. You kidding me? You were like one of the guys that everybody in promotions love. Oh, everybody loves Bill Moran.
Well, yeah,
everybody wants to do remotes with Bill Moran
because Bill Moran was a cool guy.
He was
fucking hangs
He's a
out.
cool guy. Yeah.
He's still kind of a cool guy.
Don't give us Danny, please. Let's give us.
All right. Well, we got to take a break. This did not go the way I intended.
No. Where were you taking? I apologize.
No. I something else that I learned today, and I just want to say, everything lives on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
The 2007 article from Maxim.
Internet is forever.
So we can kind of see where we were. And I don't know that that's a bad thing. I don't know that it's a great thing, depending, because I also believe that people get punished for something that they wrote online and we're not allowing someone to evolve. Like, I'd almost like to find the author of the 2007 article to go, how do you feel about that now? Almost 20 years later. And when I say that, there are things that in my own life that I'm like, oh, man, I didn't do. Well, we've talked about Howard Stern. Howard Stern called people. He went through like a 12-step program. He called Brother Wease and apologized for saying shit on his national radio show about Wease. So I think everybody at some point goes, oh, that isn't who I want to be. I'm just curious. Like, would that that be?
That's part of it. I think that we got to let people grow.
We evolve, right? When we have to allow someone to evolve.
Hulk Hogan recently died. And I'm not going to go to the Hulk Hogan stuff. Like there was a wrestling writer named Dave Meltzer, and he's known for like everybody like hates this guy, but they've subscribed to his stuff because he's covered the sport like a beat forever.
Yeah, right.
And after Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan wrestled at WrestleMania 3, and the match didn't take very long because Andre could barely move, and it was the biggest event ever. And yet he goes -4.5 stars, worst match ever, blah blah blah. But it put wrestling into another stratosphere, that particular match in WrestleMania. And they asked him about it years later, and he goes, "Yeah, I was just young and dumb.
Yeah,
I was young and dumb.
Right.
I didn't realize Andre was in pain.
Right.
I didn't know like what the deal was. So if I'd known that stuff, and he's retracted that statement that he made.
But this is one that's interesting, and I wonder how. I'm sure some listener has dealt with this, and I'd love to hear from you. You can always email us at bill@billmoranproductions.com. bill@billmoranproductions.com. We will get into this. Right. What are you doing?
What?
It's like
a fishbowl out there.
You're like a squirrel looking at a nut.
Oh, sorry.
We'll be right back. When a family legal issue disrupts your life, your whole world can stand still. At Circulaw, they understand that family matters require more than just legal expertise. They demand compassion, understanding, and dedication. Their highly experienced family law attorneys in Pittsford have guided countless families through their most challenging moments: divorce proceedings, child custody arrangements, asset division, all aspects of family law. Think of navigating family legal matters like walking a tightrope. You need steady, experienced guidance to reach the other side. And that's exactly what you're going to find at Circulaw. Their compassionate attorneys work tirelessly each day for one purpose: the betterment of you and your family. You don't have to face these emotional challenges alone. Take a breath and then take the first step toward resolution. Contact Circulaw today to discover how they can help your family get back to what matters most. Call them at 585-385-2510 or reach out confidentially through their website at circulaw.com. Circulaw, helping families get back to what matters most. Oh, I see you have random, rusty, ridiculous scrap metal all throughout your garage. I know that scene. Holding on to that extra siding from 2008? Come on. Pack up that garage mess and roll it down to Premier Metal, Rochester's #1 choice for scrap. We're talking metal from auto jobs, plumbing, HVAC, roofing, siding. If it's shiny, bendy, and mysteriously dented, they want it at Premier Metal. You know that metal shelf that attacked you in 1998? Get rid of it. At Premier Metal, they offer the best prices. This is a scrap metal commercial, not a spelling bee. Aluminum siding, electric motors, car wheels, copper wire, steel, sheet metal, 300 series stainless steel, auto batteries, lead, and even your ex's dumb weight bench. Make cash, clear space. Visit PremierMetalGroup.com or either of Premier Metal's state-of-the-art facilities. West Linden Avenue in East Rochester, just minutes off 490, or 11 Carn Street in Rochester, just minutes off 390. Premier Metal. Be a metal magician and turn that metal into cash with Premier Metal. They made this video after she died, because it's Mark Ronson, but I don't think it's Amy pulls up on stage. It's some other woman, but it's Amy's voice. It's Amy singing. I always love this song.
This was a genre that they could have done so much more with.
Yeah,
that 50s style.
Yeah. I always loved it.
Yeah,
it's a very soulful.
Yes,
very soulful thing. Just as an aside,
she was a genius. She was brilliant.
She was.
She wrote a lot of her own stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
right. Drugs are, tortured soul, man. I mean, that's all. God damn. Yeah, I love that. It's funny. I don't know why I made the connection in my mind as we're sitting here with Janis Joplin, who was another one who really soulful.
Both died at 27.
And I think of the song Me and Bobby McGee. I always loved it because of my dad. And I've been listening to a Sirius satellite station. I think it's called Barbecue Rock or something. Barbecue Rock. And I go, so I leave here last night, and I get in the car, and the first song, I've had a couple of these happen since he's died. And I don't know if it's anything, if it's just maybe you're more aware. It's like you get a red car, and now I see another. Everybody's got a red fucking car. How am I going to find mine in a parking lot? So it was playing. And then this morning, I'm leaving to go to the gym, and the Allman Brothers Whipping Post is on. Now, the only reason I really like that song is that's the song when my dad came to pick me up from Fisher. He spent the night in my dorm room, and we were going to pack up and move out the next day because my college roommate lived close, so he was gone already. Mm-hmm. So there was the mattress, my dad, and we went out, and we got fucking ripped up. I mean, we got fucking ripped up. God. So the Allman Brothers Whipping Post comes blaring and when my alarm goes off. And so that song always is. So I heard that today. And then there used to be a song, and I heard this the other day on another station as I'm punching around, and I had to listen to it. It's Have I Ever Told You You're My Hero?
Bette Midler.
Bette Midler.
Yeah. From Beaches.
Okay, well, we used to piss my mother off so badly because we would go, did I ever tell you you're a zero? And my dad and I, we would sing this. And it would be, you're everything I'd hate to be. And then the line where it's like, you are the sweat beneath my thing. Because it was the wind beneath my wings. You're the sweat beneath my thing. We used to fucking laugh our ass off. Like, all three of those have happened. And I go, is that, if you talk to certain people who go, oh, that's your dad. That's your dad telling you that's your dad.
Still here, yeah.
Saying, or just trying to send you a message. I have no idea. Sorry for that.
That happened after my father died, too.
Yeah. Maybe it is
like,
them.
Who's programming the radio station here? It was like, because we used to sing this song together, this song, and this song. It's so strange.
Yeah. It was just weird, like, leaving here last night, Janis Joplin. And I go, hey, Dad. And then this morning I get in the car and it's the Whipping Post. And I go, what the and everything, like, because I think I was listening through the app and not the radio. And everything starts at the beginning of the song. Like, you can, it doesn't pick up mid-song. Yeah. It doesn't pick up mid-song.
No, it doesn't.
All right. So here's the other thing. We live in 2025. And everybody remember, and I think it's important for people to realize, we tell on ourselves, I've said this for years on social media. And we did that whole bit where I pretended the intern was a psychic. And then we got people online and we all, like, each one of us were scrambling to find things.
Yeah, we had Clairvoyant Val and Brittany the psychic stripper. Who's now a real estate agent.
Two dumb people. Why? I don't know. Val was great.
They're doing well.
Brittany? What do you mean? Brittany's a real estate?
Yeah, she's a real estate agent now. I'm not going to give you her real name on here, but she's a real estate agent. She's doing well.
How do you know?
Oh, yeah, because we were buddies on Instagram or whatever, and then all of a sudden she's doing her own real estate with her husband.
She's Brittany.
Yeah, like, I got a boyfriend. He says he's moving to Arizona. Remember?
Yes.
And Tommy goes,
that's why I said dumb.
Tommy goes, where? She's like, Arizona.
It was like, we had so many people like that for that show.
Oh, so
I'll never forget when JJ, God rest his soul, JJ Perrone, loved that guy. Really, really had some funny fucking moments with him up in Montreal and everything. He would walk around in that. He got the FBI shirt, the female body inspector. He thought it was the funniest fucking thing. It's so stupid.
Right.
And like, we're in a taxi cab and they speak French. And we're asking to go, and he goes, hey, tell him to go here. And the guy goes, hey, we need, and he goes, hey, see, I don't speak Spanish. And I go, neither does this guy, you stupid fuck. But when he said to me and Tommy, like, we're ripping on him, we're making fun of him, he goes, hey, why don't you two go look at a porno book?
Wasn't there a time where Jack Garner came into the studio?
Oh, Jesus. Don't make me tell that story again. I've told this story many, many times.
Sorry.
I will tell it again.
Okay. You never told on this podcast.
I think I have. I probably have.
Okay.
Jack Garner, God rest his soul.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of that going on.
JJ, God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, there used to be, so here's what happened, because we were talking about Opie and Anthony. They moved me, they got a new program director, they extended Dave Kane, and they put me from 4 until 9 at night. Mm-hmm. And they told me after 6 o'clock, you can do whatever you want. Worst things you could have ever said to me. Worst things.
So 4 to 6, you're just talking up records?
I was talking up records. I had to get the let out. And then at 6 o'clock, it was like all points bulletin for just fucking around. I mean, I did a game. This is a game I did. I called it Skull Sessions. You ready for this?
Yes, I've heard this story.
Okay. I did actually get one person to play. Now, again, I have to go back, just like we're saying, look back at your past. Would this be acceptable today? Probably for me. Yeah. I would still find it funny, a little base. I mean, pretty base. But if my kids did it, I would be embarrassed. Mm-hmm. So the game was a guy had to be with his girlfriend or wife. She had to be performing fellatio on him. He had to put the phone down so we could hear what was happening, right? So you could make it up. I mean, Jesus, I used to have girls rub the phone on their crotch and then guess
theater of the mind.
The style of their pubic hair. I mean, they were probably just rubbing it on their leg, but it was like, think about it, guys. And I would guess. Oh, wait, that sounds like a landing strip.
Perm pressed.
So all this is happening between 4 and 9. But this bit was Skull Session. So he's got to be getting fellatio. And then we would get his mom on the other line, and he would have to compete against his mother while he's getting blown. But his mom doesn't know this. Right? And in a trivia contest. And you would hear, like, every once in a while, you go, hey, like that kind of, and his mother goes, what is going on with you? Because I think I know the answer. All of that, like, not, right? Yeah. So I got to play. Then Opie and Anthony are going to get syndicated. And Opie had worked with Wheeze, and they say, we want to give it to the station for free, just to say we're in another market. So the station wasn't paying for it, and they were part of the same company at the time. So O&A, but they were like, we're going to run them from 7 to midnight. So they come to me, and they go, well, you're going to have to just do straight music, because we're going to start you at 3. You'll go 3 to 7, traditional time. And we're losing our rock identity, because they're starting to call us a talk station, because it's Wheeze for 5 hours in the morning.
Then you were doing
and then
talk.
Then O&A.
Oh,
so they're saying to me, you can't do your shit anymore. So I'm like, all right, I got to get out of here. So I get a job and in North Carolina, and I go down, independently owned radio station by a really rich guy who had sold off. He had a whole bunch of stations throughout the South, and he kept this one in Greensboro, and he used it as a tax write-off for his private plane and stuff like that. And they had everything you wanted, and they were paying great money, and they had a really successful morning show, and they wanted a similar type show in the afternoon. And so I got the job, and there was a new GM at the radio station, and I don't know what happened, but they sent a cease and desist from CBS and threatened to sue this independent radio station if they hired me, because I was still under contract. I was under contract making like $32,000 a year. It was like, what the fuck? And I had the 2 boys at the time and my wife. So they come to me and they go, we want you to be the program director. And I said, no. And we want you to produce Wheeze's show, because I had done some bits for Wheeze. I would hear something when I was home with Jackson, my oldest son, in the morning before I dropped him off at daycare, and I would go in and I would produce it and I would send it to Wheeze, and he fucking loved it and played it. And it was great for me because then people would tune in the afternoon and evening, and it really did help my numbers if he played a bit. Like I did one where this guy, Lucky Nahum, who makes beautiful clothing.
Oh, yeah. I remember that store they had in Brighton.
He made a Christmas CD, and I remember we was playing the CD on the air, and it was fucking awful. And you hear, "Oh, bruh," and I go, Tommy goes, "Oh, anybody can make a CD." He goes, "Apparently, bruh." Right? So I went through and goes, "Capitol Records presents," right? And I put none of my own voice in there. I just wrote it and produced the bit. And then Wheeze fucking loved it. Comes up to me, kissing me, and they're like, "Listen, why don't you go and produce Wheeze's show?" And I'm like, I kind of don't really want to do that. And I had this offer, and then right as this is all happening, then I find out the station calls me and goes, "Hey, when your contract's up, we'll talk again, but we can't fight CBS." And I go, "All right, fuck it." And it was probably better anyway because there was other things where it was the South. So I go to Wheeze's show, and now I wind up getting kind of really in bed. But they couldn't match the money. They didn't match the money. But I will tell you that's the name of the game. If somebody else wants you, so I think I was making at the time $32,000 doing afternoons on CMF, right? And believe me, I left radio making. It's amazing if I ever told anybody where I left at and what I started at, it is the biggest fucking climb I've ever known anybody to do in one business. Usually people have to leave a business.
You got to leave to make that money.
So the station in the South was going to be like $60,000 plus moving expenses and stuff. So they said, we can't get you there, but we'll get you to 58. I know it's the dumbest. It's fucking radio. It never made sense to me, but I just wasn't going to argue.
See students arguing math.
So right, we'll get you to 58, and we'll pay. But you got to do afternoons.
You had to do both.
And Wheeze's show, and we'll pay for your phone. Well, I was half-assing afternoons and whatever. So they just left me on Wheeze's show, and they never cut my salary. That's why I thought when we got bought, I was going to get fired because I was making triple what other producers were making. But anyway, so Wheeze's show was set up with couches and microphones on stands, and it was not really good. And Jack Garner was a movie reviewer for Gannett. It wasn't just Rochester. He wrote for Gannett, the chain. You could read him in the Poughkeepsie Journal and other papers.
Yeah, he was syndicated.
Yes, he was. Other papers. And he would come in and he would review movies with on the Wheeze show. He would talk about, and even DVDs and stuff at the time. And he was a big man, 6'9", but walked like at an angle, like probably like a 20-degree angle because he was so heavy. And Jack had a lot of health issues and things. And he used to take like 3 or 4 donuts when there would be donuts in there or breakfast sandwiches, and he would squish them down and he would hide them. It was almost like the poor guy was shamed, and he would cuff them behind his hands and he would sit down. And we, the kind people on that show,
right,
Tommy and Billy, which one of my favorite things was somebody calls up and says something or came in the studio and said something, and they go, and Weeds goes, "Wait a second, you think you're going to go up against Tom Ulay and Bill Moran and you're going to win?" I don't remember what it was. It was some it might have been Vinnie Press. So we called it the Jack Stack.
Jack Stack.
Jack Stack. He had 3 or 4. And then JJ would come in, and JJ was, again, I just loved this guy. Yeah. But I remember, like, we're up in Montreal at the Montreal Comedy Fest, which is no longer in existence, but it was one of the greatest things I had ever experienced because it was all the A-list comedy people, and I got to sit with Jeff Ross, and we just shoot the shit and talk and eat, and it was wonderful. And it was nice because there was a lot of connection there. There was a guy named Howard Lapidus who actually owned the Man Show.
Did he die too recently?
Yes, a couple years ago. Yeah. But Howard was there, and Howard was trying to secretly steal me and get me to go to California. And Weeze knew it, and Weeze called it out on the air, and I got pulled into an office going, "You're under contract. Remember what we did the last time?" I'm like, "Yeah, fucking sue LA. Go ahead." Yeah. But I didn't push it. But so you were around all these people. It was wonderful. JJ comes out, and he's got, it looks like Lincoln Logs, where you would, start with the square and then build up. He had a Lincoln Log tower of fucking bacon on his plate. And he goes, "What? I'm on the Atkins." And he lost a shit ton of weight. The motherfucker lost a ton of weight. Right. He looked great. I mean, there was a time, now you got me going. I did not intend to tell these stories. That's okay. I hope people don't get bored.
Well, it was a story about like how Jack and JJ.
No, I'll get back to that. Okay, but let me go off on this JJ story. One time, like, we had a big party and we're at Weeze's house. I hope somebody sends this episode to Brother Weeze. Because I don't know if Weeze will talk to me anymore. I have no idea. No, there's nothing. I think that there were hurt feelings over the years. I don't think in the end there were. There certainly weren't. But yeah. And I
once read an entire article of mine from the Times.
Well, I believe me, when that happens, I'll get a message or two, and I think that's wonderful. But I have no problem with him, and I never did, ever. But apparently, other people. And thought
I never worked with him. I had the pleasure of working with him.
I did. So, we're at his house, and I think there were kids in a pool, and some kids started thrashing around, and I jumped in, and my phone was in my pocket, and they weren't waterproof at the time, and I remember getting all out, and I'm frustrated. I'm looking over, and I hear all this cackling, and I hear JJ getting, like, annoyed. "Fuck you, I can do it, blah, 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 blah." So JJ decides, when he was a young man, was in great shape, but now he's, like, in his late 40s, and he's got a pot belly. And he says he can go out on the trampoline and do a flip. Okay? So he goes out on the trampoline, and he's going down, and this motherfucking thing is touching the ground. And he's going, and he's got a cigar in his mouth. And he does a flip and lands fucking flat on his face, comes up. It looked like a cartoon character with one of those exploding cigars all ripped up and everything. And he's just like, and we are fucking, God, we couldn't breathe. We couldn't fucking breathe. And that's the kind of shit that always happened on that show. There's a guy that many people know, and this may upset the guy, but I found him delightful, and he's still around. People knew him as the King. And the King was very proud. And if you challenged the King, he would match the challenge. Like, this guy, I will say this, and I have said this, and I said this to Weeze at one point. The King is the perfect example, and I think Donald Trump is too, of the law of attraction. Because they say things that the rest of us would go, "Well, I could never say that." But it all works out for them. I got the biggest and the best, and guess what? They both do in certain areas. I mean, I'm not talking about the quality of the person. I'm just simply saying they believe what they say. You should look at that and understand that that's how it works. They're just great examples. But the King always said, "I'm the best. I'm the best." He has a wonderful company, very, very wealthy guy, lovely wife, beautiful kids, hugely successful. So, and strong. And Tommy starts telling him he can outlift him. And the King's getting pissed. And he's on the phone on the show. And he goes, "I swear to God, I'm going to put a bench press in the back of the truck, and I'm coming out to the cottage. I'm going to blah, blah, blah." And we's going, "Blah, blah, don't do it because you're going to do it." Like, Tommy just knew the buttons to push. But that was the whole show, was that.
Yes.
Like, they made, where I said Howard Stern was more business, Weeze would be up drinking wine till midnight or something. Like, he was the rock and roll guy.
Yes.
Truly the rock and roll guy. Yeah. And a very smart man. But this is where he was surrounded by idiots, because you had Jack, who I mentioned had the Jack stack, and you had JJ, who would put on weight and take off weight, but had a big pot belly. And there was a coffee table, and Tommy says, "Ooh." Remember when he used to say, "Ooh"?
Yeah. Ooh.
He goes, "Ooh, Jack and JJ are coming in." He goes, and there were all these Hershey kisses. And he goes, "I'm going to splay it out like a cornucopia." Right? And I'm going, "You're such a dick. You're such a dick." And he did. He made it like he had them out. They actually were in a little shape. Like, they went around into a circle. fucking motherfucker, sure enough. Commercial breaks were long on that show. They sold
7 minutes.
They sold the shit out of it. So Tommy leaves, and he would go take a lap, and he would come back and tell you about all the hot broads. And he'd go, hey, did you see so-and-so's shoes tonight?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, she's got the fuck me pumps on, man. And this is all shit you couldn't say in an office today.
No.
You couldn't say it then, really, but you did.
Now you get called on it.
So I look over, and here come Jack and JJ. And they're both headed for the coffee table, and they both have their hands out, and they're both bent over. And they're not seeing each other. And I'm going, this cannot be happening. Oh, my God. And they go for a Hershey kiss, and they bonk heads. Like, they bonk heads to the point where they're both, like, thrown back. I mean, they came in with force. I cannot fucking breathe. I can't breathe. And I got to open 4 doors to get out of the fucking studio. And I'm running. I'm ripping doors. I'm practically mowing people. I go, Tommy, where the fuck are you? You missed it. You asshole. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Like stuff you couldn't do.
Stuff you can't do anymore.
No. All right. We'll take a moment. I'm sorry. You get me down radio lane. I have to go through... I've talked about it quite a bit, the radio days, and to me, it was a simple thing, and then it got complicated, and I like the way somebody wanted to do it, and I've talked to various people in who have had a lot of success on Netflix and stuff, and they love the idea. It's just, where do we go with it, right? What do we do in the end? And there's a couple people, and somebody reached out and got someone who said, yeah, they'd be interested in doing it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything. So,
all right.
So So we'll see.
Cool.
We'll see if that
awesome
happens. But we live in 2025.
Yeah.
Things don't die on the internet. Wait till you hear this. It is relatable, and it's next. It's the Make This Summer event at Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off Route 96 in Victor. And the deals? They're as hot as a car's leather seats in July. Want to level up your summer swagger? Well, cruise into the season in the brand new 2025 Dodge Charger Daytona RT. This beast is built for boldness. And get this, lease it for just $199 a month for 24 months. Yup, not a typo. This car is so fun to drive with just $3,500 down, first payment, taxes, DMV fees at signing. Conquest lease required, 7,500 miles per year. Details and exclusions apply. Offer ends July 31st, which means if you snooze, you lose. Or maybe you're all about that comfort meets adventure vibe. Check out the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4. Roomy, rugged, and ridiculously good looking. Just $279 per month for 24 months. Perfect for stuffing it with friends, beach gear, snacks, and just a little emotional baggage. I mean, come on, we all have it. So whether you're tearing up the pavement in a Charger or heading off grid in a Grand Cherokee, Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has your dream ride right on Route 96 in Victor or online at victorcdjr.com. Got a home improvement conundrum? Time to call in the superheroes, Mac of all trades. Leaky faucet, wall that mysteriously has a hole in it. Kitchen looking like it's stuck in the 90s. Mac of all trades is here to save the day. No capes, just expert repairs, remodeling, and handyman services that get the job done right. Call them today at 585-202-9218. That's 585-202-9218. Or visit them online at macofalltrades.net. Because every home needs a hero. Mac of all trades.
Shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime.
Not the most attractive man, but certainly a hell of a guitarist.
Yes.
Mark
never used to pick. Or he didn't use a pick. I don't know. Never.
And he dissolved the band.
Yeah.
Dire Straits just got rid of it. And I think went on with solo success.
Mm-hmm.
And I think scored a couple movies and TV shows and stuff. You know? But it was like, had this great talent. I like the voice. And then the rain and the jazz go down. This is a song written about, I believe, pubs in Ireland. So it was like somebody came in and these little these little bands that would just, and everybody's just not paying attention to them and whatever. And some people would come in and dance, but they were just these sort of forgotten bands. London town. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was London. I knew it was somewhere over there.
It's in the UK.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah. I thought it was Ireland. I think everything's Ireland. So what do I know? All right, Danny, let me get to this thing that I wanted to talk, because there's so many things, so many things that I went off on tangents tonight and stuff that I wanted to get to.
My mistake.
But I didn't get to.
Let's
see if I can do these three, and then we can do some Bills things, because I did watch Hard Knocks.
Okay.
Yeah. I said everything lives on the internet. So someone is telling me today that they have a new boyfriend, and I'll say recycled boyfriend. If I were, I'm seeing somebody, I'm recycled, right? I was married. I call it recycled.
Oh, okay.
It's a funny thing, but so
you retread.
Yeah, you're right.
That didn't even come out right.
Yeah, well, it almost did
right.
actually. That would have been perfect. But my point is, so this person had been married, and then the person that they're dating obviously had been married at one point, and then I think was in another relationship that was fairly serious. And she noticed he had a tattoo. Now, this is where everything lives on the internet. Didn't know that he probably didn't think anything of the tattoo. But for some reason, this woman decided to go on to the ex-fiance, they never got married, the ex-fiance's Facebook page, and notices that tattoo, or the one particular tattoo, is a matching tattoo.
Mm-hmm. That happens.
And gets very upset. And so the dude says, I will have it removed. And she goes, well, you don't have to do that, because I hear it's very painful. But he goes, no, every time you see it, you're going to think of that. Mm-hmm. So, no. And she's like, no, just have it turned into something else. Don't keep it the way it is, but turn it into something else. And I'm going, had you not gone on the fucking internet and dug through, which is, again, who can tell anybody to do whatever they want? But, and I don't know how I would feel if, I don't know that here's the problem with me. I would just go, yeah, to me, it's graffiti on your body, but it's also part of your history. I think tattoos for people can kind of speak to different points of their life. It's sort of a museum. Yeah. You know, I mean, I would like to not see your ex-beau's name in a spot where I'm banging you, and it's the tramp stamp, and it says property of. Okay, that it would. Yeah, I got it. Am I going too far here?
No.
So this guy says, no, I'm not going to do that, because even when you see that, you're going to think, and he's in the process of having it removed, which is very painful, and I think fairly expensive, and it's going to go a number of months. And I'm thinking like,
oh, they don't have tattoo removal insurance now?
I don't think so. Well, I went through. It's usually spaced out 4 to 8 weeks apart, and it's multiple sessions. You could go 10 plus depending on the tattoo, the age, and the color placement. And what it does is it just breaks down the color, and your immune system then gets it out, which I don't even know if I like the sound of that. And it's $200 to $500 per session, but you need anywhere from 3 to 10. Right? Yeah. So you could be spending $5,000 to get rid of. Yeah.
Can I tell you something? I have certain rules that I've collected over the years in my life that I've written down.
Okay.
Rules of life.
This is so stupid.
Rules of life.
Why would you write the rules?
Because I think they're actually kind of clever.
Okay.
Some of them I've taken from you,
yeah.
Mr. Muley.
Yeah. Okay.
Some I've come up with on my own.
All right.
One that I come up with on my own.
Yes.
On my tombstone,
I
want this quote. Insecurity is the mother of all douchebaggery. And in this instance, the girlfriend's insecure and the guy's insecure in his response to the girl.
Is he insecure?
Because he's like, tough crap. Tough. It was a part of my life. Like we mentioned Brother Weeze, right?
Yeah.
He has a ton of tattoos.
Yeah.
He had a CMF tattoo, and then he went over to that other station at the time, the Fox, right? Yeah. And he goes, tattoos are the story of my life.
Yeah, that's actually who I was thinking of in that instance. But I could see being the guy going, all right, it's over. Because here's the other thing. Like, if you had, let's say, a favorite sweater, and your new significant other found out was from your other significant other, and it just sort of bothered them, would you stop wearing it from time to time?
Yeah, but I mean,
okay.
That's something you can remove.
I got that. I mean,
this is a tattoo.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that was
I don't have any tattoos.
In that stage of his life,
yes,
he believed that woman was in him. We're going to be, or saying, like, perhaps he got the tattoo. I got to be careful how I say this because there's certain people in my life that have tattoos that mean a lot to them. I'm not a tattoo guy. You're not a tattoo guy. No. And most people I hang out with are not tattoo guys for whatever reason. I just don't attract tattoo people.
Lame friends.
Yeah, but I got a bunch of other friends who are all tattoo people.
Right.
And I think in a lot of cases, people get tattoos in a way of their own, not justify their own security, but because they are insecure in some ways. And I think this guy got this tattoo with this girl, perhaps because you want to get matching tattoos. Oh, don't you love me? Well, I'll prove it to you. We'll get these tattoos together.
Well, I don't know.
So now he's got to get rid of this tattoo to do the same thing that he did with this prior woman. Who, by the way, this relationship may not even work out, and who knows if we'll get back to this chick someday.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
I got you. I hear you. You
sorry, I covered all the bases. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm like a jazz musician.
I would say this. I have a friend who got a matching tattoo. Mm-hmm. And then he got divorced almost immediately after. And it wasn't his idea.
It's the kiss of death. It's like the Snickers commercial.
Well,
the guy gets the Lions tattoo.
I can't.
And they trade him to like Minnesota.
I can't say it's the kiss of death. But if there was somebody that I was with and they had a tattoo from a previous relationship that was a matching tattoo, I wonder. Sometimes I really have to stop in my own life. And I've said this to my therapist. I go, is there something wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me that I would go, oh, I don't care. It's all right. It's like,
no, because I think you're secure enough in yourself.
But I'm not. In many areas, I'm not.
Okay, but
I am. I guess, you know what, Dan, you're right. I've always been told you come across very confident.
Yeah.
But people. And I am. I am in certain areas.
Dude, nobody gets everything.
But
nobody gets to be confident in everything.
I would say that's probably true more often than not. But the thing is, like, I'm not. My whole thing in life is I don't believe you can assert anything on anybody. So asserting my insecurity on that, you know, if someone asks me to do something and I go, yeah, I'll do that. I don't care. You know, like, you know, will you not go to that bar anymore because I think some girls.
I mean, there's certain hills that you want to die on.
Yeah, but I just go,
fight every battle.
I don't care. Yeah. I don't care, and it has nothing to do with that. There are certain things that yes, I would care. But, I mean, I've had someone tell me, yeah, I've been accused of being flirty in the past, and I'm just talking to people, and I go, yeah, those kind of things don't really bother me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if I came out and all of a sudden you're fucking have your leg wrapped around the guy or he's got his hand up your skirt.
There's...
That's different.
That's a red flag, yes. That's a red flag.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, right.
All right. Real quick.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all. I just thought that was sort of.
Do I know this dude?
No, you do not. I don't either. I do not.
Oh, okay.
I do not know him.
All right.
But I thought, hey, man, you're really going. I mean, I go. He's really laying down for you. You know what I mean? That's quite a. Mm-hmm. You're major. I mean, that's major.
Yeah. I mean, why don't you just buy an engagement ring instead for $5,000?
Yeah.
Would this make you feel better, or maybe that's what she was angling at?
I don't think so. I think this is a fairly new thing. Like it's fairly. I don't fucking know. I don't care. I'm not good at these things.
Wow.
I did see something else.
I guess I'm not gonna get that boo tattoo.
Why? You could say if you spell it. It depends on how you spell it.
Yeah. Right.
I did see this thing where a woman popped a zit on her face.
Okay.
And she wound up getting a major infection. Now,
I hope my wife is listening to this because she likes to pop my zits.
Okay. Now, listen.
Or any ailment. If she sees something.
There is the triangle of death, according to dermatologists, on your face.
Okay.
Because there are certain blood vessels that are connected to the brain, and if you get an infection in there, they do that. So they say you should get like a diabetic lance. I don't know what that is, but like a very small thing, and then squeeze it with the pus out with Q-tips, and that way you don't have a... Man, I used to I would take a zit, I would be up on the sink, looking in the mirror, and I'd be squeezing, and I'd be boom! It would look like
see how far you can make.
Somebody got shot all over the mirror.
See how big the stain.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah,
awful, gross. But it was kind of fun as a kid. You were like, hey, look at that.
Big splat.
All right,
I made that.
That's done. It's done. Yeah, but this guy, listen to this dermatologist just talking, and he does say something in here that I would say, okay, that's makes a little more sense.
As a board certified dermatologist, this is why you should never pop a pimple on the nose. Popping pimples in the center part of the face, aka the triangle of death, can be particularly dangerous. This area of the face, from the bridge of the nose down to the corners of the mouth, have veins that connect directly to the brain via a blood vessel called the cavernous sinus. And so when you traumatize the skin in this area or pop a pimple, you are potentially introducing a nidus of infection into the bloodstream that can also travel directly to the brain. This can lead to infection and even death. Is it incredibly rare for this to happen? Yeah. But I still leave my pimples on my nose alone.
Okay.
I'm not taking the chance.
Incredibly rare.
Right.
Incredibly rare. But this lady, young woman, mom, she goes, I get the zit. Now, some people are going, well, maybe it wasn't a zit. Maybe it was actually, I don't forget what they were calling it, but and then there was pus in the sac, and you spread the infection that way or something. But this whole woman's face got paralyzed, swole up on the side of her face and all. She went immediately to the emergency room, and they were able to treat it. So, yeah.
Who knew?
Right, she got it. But I'm just saying,
it's amazing how someone's like tragedy has to teach us.
Well,
you can't do that either.
I'm just saying, you watch a lot of things on the internet. You have a lot of opinions from doctors and things. You might want to add this in your thing. Don't pop the zit.
My wife and a few previous women that I was with over the years, if they saw something like a zit on my face or something on my arm or something on my belly or anywhere, they would go, let me just take a look at it. Let me take a look at it. I just want to look at it, and then they'd pop it, right? And I saw an Instagram video of this dude. He wrote, "This is my wife after I die." He's laying in the casket, and he's got a zit. And she's like crying, and then she looks down at him, and then she turns her head sideways, and then she goes to pop his zit.
That's so funny.
I got to make sure, before you go, I got to pop one more bubble in the bubble wrap.
It's kind of funny.
But it's true, though. It's kind of women do that. I once had... I was dating this chick named Lisa. I had this ganglion cyst.
Yeah.
On my wrist.
Yes.
And it was huge. She just kept pressing it. And then we ended up breaking up or whatever. And then I lost a bunch of weight and it went away.
Huh?
Yeah, it was weird. Huh? It went away with the weight loss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your body healed itself.
Yeah, it did. I guess so.
Took care of it.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you to be aware of. Mm-hmm. A natrio. Listen to me. A homeopathic doctor.
Yeah.
Right? But she goes by Dr. Mac.
You homeo.
She has reignited a surprisingly urgent health topic. And I don't know if you knew this guy or not, and I don't know how he died.
She's reignited
a
surprisingly urgent health topic.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
And that health topic is flossing.
I do it every day.
Well, okay, but listen to this broad right here.
I think they had to do it.
Whoops.
Can you say broad anymore?
If you see me flossing after every meal, it's because I am terrified of having a heart attack and terrified of getting dementia when I'm older. So they found that the bacteria that causes gingivitis in the mouth is correlated to increased risk of heart attack. That's actually been known for quite a long time, like decades now. But more recently, they found that the same bacteria was in plaque buildup in dementia patients, which is crazy. It makes sense because everything's so connected, but you best believe if you invite me out to a restaurant, I will be flossing after that meal. Respectfully, I will walk away and I will go to the bathroom or I will step outside, but I am getting in there because those are two ways that I am not going to go.
Okay. I don't know. That seems a little over dramatic.
I know a guy who had a heart attack because of bad teeth.
Yeah. Okay. Probably, but he didn't floss at all.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. There's a guy.
She's obsessed. She's obsessed.
There's somebody I heard about who died today, or died August 7th. I guess he died. And I'm only finding out about it today.
Everybody's dying now.
Did you know you might have gone to Fisher with him?
Okay.
Jay from Stoneyard Brewery. He played football. He was an offensive lineman.
What was his last name?
Jeez, you're gonna ask me that, and I'm
Stepnick. I don't want to scare anybody.
Totally I'm forgetting.
Did he own the place? Was he the owner?
Yeah. He was one of the owners of Stoneyard
Okay,
Brewery.
so I met him once at a Kiss concert he was sitting with Dino.
Yeah, he died. I don't know. No one's saying how.
Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry to hear that.
You only think of a certain way. Right, but younger guy, younger than I am.
Yeah.
But my point is, I don't know. Could the floss? I floss every night, but I don't floss after every meal. That seems a little neurotic.
That's a little
neurotic.
crazy.
Okay, now, but you go to these extremes. We know how many stupid supplements you take and all this stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Not stupid supplements, but supplements. And okay.
I added flaxseed to my diet.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's a natural fiber.
Yeah.
Flushes you out.
Does it?
Well, actually, what it does is it fills you up before the meal, so that way you won't eat too much.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Which is
one, too.
important.
Yeah.
But then
I ate
after my
almonds the
haircut,
other
I had
day. I
ice
can
cream.
eat for 2 days. You had ice cream after your haircut.
Don't tell Boo. I went to Dairy Queen after my haircut.
Did you?
That's why it
What'd you have
so long.
What'd you have last night?
What do you mean?
In here, what'd you have last night?
I had something with you.
No. Yeah,
Oh, we had Chinese food.
yes. The guy, because somebody dropped
dropped it off. I wasn't planning on it.
No, but you said out loud.
Yeah.
I can't eat this. And then.
Yeah. I'll have one.
It's my man.
1 became 2, 2 became 4, 4
my
became
man.
8
That's
little.
my
What are they,
man.
chicken nuggets?
Yeah, they were like, whatever.
Yeah.
With fried.
Yeah.
Fried.
You're like, hey, I'm sorry about eating all the rice. I'm like, no, I don't need the carbs. Yeah. Okay. Billy's like, yeah, okay. You're like, carbs. You just had like 8 chicken nuggets.
I ate all the
Chinese
rice.
chicken nuggets.
I ate all the rice.
No, but that's, dude, people don't realize that there are certain ways you can actually, with a Fitbit or whatever, monitor certain aspects of your health that they're finding out, could actually predict long-term success or long-term health span over lifespan.
Right.
You want a good health span, right? Like grip strength is a big indicator of how long you're going to live. Your VO2 max is a big indicator. And by the way, you can't just go and I'm going to work on my grip strength. No, it's an entire body thing. Your grip strength is actually just a I don't want to call it a symptom, but an outcome of good exercise over the years, good strength training. Yeah. I'm probably not going to live that long. So the supplements don't matter because my grip strength probably sucks. Okay. My VO2 max is great. My HRV is pretty low. So I got a 50-50 shot.
Heart rate?
Heart rate variance.
Yeah. Oh.
Between the beats.
I know.
So
Jesus
it's all
Christ,
relative.
It's like a fucking car.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
That's all we are.
The idiot lights.
All we are pumps and pipes.
Idiot lights start flashing,
that's
Billy.
it.
It's time to get checked out.
Pumps and pipes.
We don't know when the Lord's going to call us home. That's why you got to get ready.
This is why
you need Jesus.
I always say,
I tell my
if
wife,
someone is willing to give you their time, it's the greatest gift they can give you.
Yeah, I've given you a lot of time.
You have. It's the greatest gift they can give you because they don't know how much time they have.
No.
And somebody sent me, and I had seen this online, somebody sent me a segment of Taylor Swift on the New Heights podcast.
Mm-hmm. With the Kelces, right?
With the Kelces. And she says something, and the person said, this reminds me of what you say all the time. And I go, that's kind of cool when somebody says something and then you thought of me. I think that's amazing. But I will play the clip of what Taylor said and see if you can draw the same parallels, and then I'll explain why I do think it is a similar thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There was a movie with Justin Timberlake. I don't know what it was. It wasn't a box office smash, but the premise of the movie, and I didn't see it. The premise of the movie was, what if we measured and bought everything with minutes instead of money?
Yeah.
Hey, 4 minutes for a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
but the idea is that like how you value things, how valuable time
100%.
is. We all get the same 24
100%.
hours, 7 days a week.
100%.
There's only two. I mean, it's.
This is why, and maybe it's since my dad died, or actually since my dad was having failing health. I often go, how many more summers do I have? And what am I doing?
My father died at 58. My sister died at 51. I'm 45.
Yeah.
And according to what I read on Twitter, Jesus is probably coming back sooner than that.
Okay.
So I got to get in shape. I want to look good.
Dan, what are you doing? I'm getting in rapture shape. We'll be right back. I want to tell you about a gem right in the heart of Webster. Cobblestone on Main at 109 West Main Street. We've been talking about them since the inception of the podcast. This isn't just another restaurant. It's not. It's a flavor destination that has everybody talking. We're talking about mouth-watering dishes, like their grilled salt and pepper pork chop with blue cheese and crispy Brussels sprouts topped with a tantalizing tomato bacon chutney and balsamic glaze. Doesn't that sound amazing? There's more. If you've got a chicken wing expert in your family, and we mean true connoisseur, they're going to be in heaven. My 14-year-old son swears these are some of the best wings in town. And the best part? These dishes are perfect for sharing. So gather your friends, bring your appetite, and experience the deliciousness that is Cobblestone on Main. Located at 109 West Main Street in the Village of Webster, where incredible flavors meet unforgettable dining. It's grilling season, baby, and Palmer's Direct-to-You Market is bringing the heat. 900 Jefferson Road in Henrietta and online at palmersdirecttoyou.com. Grill warriors, fire up those flames. Palmer's Direct-to-You Market is your one-stop meat and seafood paradise this summer. Whether you're hosting the block party of the year or just treating yourself to some backyard sizzle, Palmer's has exactly what you need to own the grill. Say hello to the homemade fresh trio blend slider patties on special. 3 ounces each, packed with Palmer's signature in-house mix of certified Angus beef chuck, sirloin, and brisket. Build your own slider flight and explore bold new flavors like the ridiculous blend patties. Yes, they're as ridiculously good as they sound. Available in full size or slider size because your grill deserves options. Hooked on seafood? Well, then dive into the fresh mahi-mahi fillets at Palmer's Direct-to-You Market, just $13.99 a pound. Or grab a 2-pound bag of farm-raised tail-on cooked shrimp for only $14.98 a bag. That's protein-packed summer snacking done right. Even if you think you've mastered the flame, Palmer's is here to keep you humble and helpful. Check out palmersdirecttoyou.com for grilling tips, steak secrets, grill maintenance hacks, and more. Because greatness starts with guidance. So let's make this the greatest grilling season ever. Head to Palmer's Direct-to-You Market, 900 Jefferson Road in Henrietta, or visit palmersdirecttoyou.com. Meat, seafood, skills, sauce, sizzle, it's all here at Palmer's Direct-to-You. Now go forth and grill like a legend.
Baby, now we got bad blood. You know it used to be mad love. So take a look what you've done. Cause baby, now we got bad blood.
Hey, I can't take it back. Look where I'm at. We was OG like DLC, remember that. My TLC was quite OD, ID my facts. Now POV of you and me, similar Iraq. I don't hate you, but I hate to.
Kendrick Lamar.
These beats of a dark card use bass lines to replace.
What's going on? What are you doing?
Who did you write this song about?
I don't know.
Do you remember?
I don't. I don't know. I was looking for a Taylor Swift song, and then I was looking for something else, and I maybe you'll draw the connection. It was Jay Nichols who passed, and he was Stony River Brewing, and I had to go somewhere to find his name, and then I thought, you know what? I think there's bad blood. Still,
yeah. Oh, okay. How did he die? Did they get a ruling on that?
I have no idea.
That's awful. Because he wasn't old.
Well, that's why I would assume.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I know.
You should speculate all you want. I don't want to do that because he has kids.
Floss your teeth, folks. That's got nothing to do with what Jay had. I have no idea, but it goes back to the previous segment.
Someone wrote me and said, okay, this goes to what you say about, quote, the giving of your time. Just wanted to share. This is Taylor Swift on the Kelce Brothers podcast, which is kind of cool.
People can be out here. People might be out here doing too much.
Just shaking ass.
Doesn't mean I have to do a damn thing.
Yeah.
We live in such a social media moment where a lot of people's identities and they get their feedback from that, right? Like, and I'm a real constructive criticism guy. Like, give me constructive criticism all day. I will take it.
Coach me up.
It'll fuel
She's
me.
an athlete, dude.
It's helpful, right? But I have so many like friends or acquaintances or people where like they'll see one comment they don't like,
right?
And it will ruin their day. It'll ruin their night. Like, and I just want to say to them, like, you should think of your energy as if it's expensive, as if it's like a luxury item. Not everyone can afford it. Yep. Like, not everyone has invested in you in order to be able to have the capital for you to care about this.
Right.
Because like what you spend your energy on, that's the day.
Okay. I'm going to say something that I don't know how people will take it. If you have a little girl and she loves Taylor Swift, fucking awesome. That I thought that was beautifully said. You know, your energy is expensive. And I don't know if people really equate it. It'll become a t-shirt. It'll become quoted. Mm-hmm. But what she's saying is don't let other people's opinions of you. That's where I always go, turn the other cheek. Or where's the coaster of all the sayings that I had?
Yeah, right.
I think I had one in here.
Barrier to entry?
No. Someone else's opinion of you is none of your business. And that's something I have said many, many times. It's on the coaster the guy made.
Yeah.
Someone else's opinion of you is none of your business. And it's hard because we live in that world where people are saying things about you, and it can be very, very hard. And that's why I say often, like when we were talking earlier, and, you know, there are words that I can say and I can't, you can't say, I can say, I can't, you can't. I go, I don't care. I don't care, because all that stuff is just noise. It's just fucking noise. And that's where I'm going, you know, what are you going to spend your time on? Are you going to spend your time upset and frustrated and scared, or are you just going to go, it doesn't matter because tomorrow's a new day and no one's going to think about it, or whatever? I really like the way she said that.
I like what she had to say. I have no issues with that.
Your energy is you should have a cost for your energy.
There are three things to that. Number one, like the constructive criticism part that she said.
Yeah.
I would much rather be, hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. Okay.
Well, what she's saying is constructive criticism instead of just telling me I look fat and stressed.
Right. No, I know what you mean, but no, that's why I agree with her on that. That's what she means by that. Number two, like the whole thing about the energy and stuff. Imagine how much power you're giving someone when they're, as people like to say nowadays, living in your head rent free.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And that can become, like, if you don't get over something within 3 minutes, it can become an entire day.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get rid of it. You got to figure out a way in 180 seconds or less to just, okay, I'm moving on. It's hard. It takes practice, but you got to ask yourself, is this really true? Is this absolutely true? And then when you realize it's not, but if you do the exercise long enough, that stuff won't bother you anymore. Man, it takes a lot of thinking to get to that point.
But the other thing is nobody's really thinking about you that much.
They're not.
That's where I worry that we've become such a narcissistic society, I guess would be the term, and that everything's about me. Okay, good, fine. Mm-hmm. Go out there, get the attention. But with that, there is the dark side, the low energy of people coming at you in a negative way. You just have to just not listen to it. I knew grown men who wrote articles and things, and they would block people all the time. And I always go, what's the point of that?
I know you're talking about.
Well, but it doesn't matter who I'm talking about. But my point was, like, that was always, I don't think there's ever been anybody I blocked. You know what? My agent, when I left CMF and I went over to iHeart stations, my agent had access to my social media and blocked anybody who worked there. Because, and I wasn't really, I guess I must have been aware, but I didn't remember. And years later, somebody else who had come over said to me, did you know you blocked me on Twitter? And I'm like, I had no idea. I've never blocked anybody. I don't care. I often think this, if it's always how you look at everything in life. You can walk into a room and notice the hole in the carpet and the whatever and say, oh, what a dump. Or you can walk into the place and go, wow, it's so nice that this restaurant is here and that they are making enough money. They have a staff and they're right near the water and it's really great. And it's all in how you kind of look at it. And the more you do the positive aspects of things, the more you're going to find the positive aspects of things. You know, you could use your, I know you like Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins used to do a thing like, think of the color red, can now find the brown car. I can't, because all I'm thinking is red.
Right.
But it just shows you the power of your thoughts and the power of suggestion, but the power of your thoughts.
Where your focus goes, your energy flows.
And I think that if you focus on the more positive aspects of things, including the positive aspects of people, you will get more of that. And you will just have almost this, what could be referred to as somewhat of a magical life. Absolutely. I really do think that. Yeah. And it's hard to do. But that is all part of your energy and your frequency. And I think that the purpose of coming to Earth, here we go, is, and I talk about this in the Bill Lightman podcast. If that's something you're interested in, please check that out. But it is to learn how to manipulate energy.
Okay.
I do think that. And I think that that's what Jesus was trying to teach you.
You
have that.
Well, he went to a cross, Billy. But
because people didn't want you to fucking know.
I know.
It goes back to the Bill Hicks thing.
I know.
I need to pick a big bank account. What are you doing? Coming back and telling us, hey, it's just a ride. Same kind of thing in terms of the message. Yes, he did. He went to the cross. 100% he did. But I think the purpose was to show you that all the stuff is in you. What is in me is in you. You have it as well. You just have to get into the light.
I look at it from a different perspective.
I know,
but we could do that all day. But the one thing about Taylor Swift saying all this stuff, everybody's taking notes and listening. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
she wrote a bunch of songs about people who MF'd her.
All right, but she
spun it into gold.
Well,
she took the negative energy and she spun it into gold.
I think that she wrote songs about personal relationships that hurt her, not so much people writing shitty things online.
Wasn't that Bad Blood song? Wasn't that about that though? I mean, I don't know what the specifics.
I don't know what the song was about.
I mean, with Taylor Swift, I guess. Now, I'm not knocking her for that because I mean, look, that's what artists do. They take that pain and they turn it into something. And she's been able to spin a lot of stuff into gold.
She's got a new album out. That's why she was on her
I'm sure
boyfriend's podcast.
1.4 million people watched that live, apparently.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, including my buddy Dan's wife. He goes, I can't believe this. She's watching the podcast
Why not?
over dinner.
Come on. That's funny. Showgirls is the name of the album, I think. Which at first I was excited because I thought there was going to be a Showgirls too.
Jessie
the
Spano,
movie. Yeah, Jessie Spano.
Or Elizabeth Berkley's the actress.
She was hot.
That ruined her career too.
Of course it did. It was a terrible fucking movie.
Yeah,
it was bad. She was bad in it.
It was awful.
But she was hot at the time. And if Taylor was going to go in, and I was like, oh, what are they doing? What's happening here? Oh, it's the name of her album. I didn't know that. I watched the Hard Knocks, and I did not walk away with the same boring feeling.
I did.
I know you did.
But I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I thought it was okay. I mean, even the cutesy thing on the scooter was okay. I don't know if we're
KJ
looking
Hamler,
for more. Yeah, but KJ Hamler had that, touchdown in the game, and I didn't know Ray Davis kicked the extra point.
Yes.
As the emergency kicker. I like that. I like some of the stuff with Josh. I thought they didn't focus entirely on Josh, which was great. You did get some DeMar stuff in there, which certainly is. I mean, I can say that DeMar Hamlin shouldn't be a starter, but I also say, you know how good you have to be to suck at the NFL. He doesn't suck at the NFL. He doesn't.
No.
And he died.
Right.
Like he died on the fucking field.
Right.
And he seems to be a very humbled guy.
Yes.
I don't know. I liked it. It was okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess I went in with no expectations, and that maybe or low expectations.
Here's the thing: this show's been on since the Ravens won the Super Bowl in 2000. So Steve Sable had this idea that we're going to do a reality show because remember, like in the late 90s, after The Real World, when Survivor came out, all of a sudden now reality TV explodes.
Right.
Even though Cops in The Real World had been around for about a decade, now Survivor. Hey, let's just do reality TV. It's going to be amazing. So the Ravens were the first team to do Hard Knocks, and they were a Super Bowl champion. Since then, until the Bills, no team that's done Hard Knocks has been expected to be a Super Bowl champion or a Super Bowl contender. Like, legitimate. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, the Patriots never did it in all their years of winning. The Colts never did it when Manning was the quarterback. The Broncos didn't do it when Manning was the quarterback. Good teams did not have to do it. The rule was if you made the playoffs, you didn't have to do Hard Knocks. So you always got bad teams.
Yeah.
So there was always drama.
Oh,
right?
Sure,
There's no drama with this team. Like, I don't remember Hard Knocks doing, I told Peter Montemarno, our buddy.
Well, they used to show you guys getting clipped.
Yeah, getting cut.
And they don't show you
guys.
Well,
because we haven't gotten to that point yet because now it's one cut. Before you had multiple cuts.
Right, you did.
Now it's just one cut.
Yeah. So that's part of the drama, too. Because then there was the guy who had to go and knock a coach. Coach says he wants to see you bring your playbook.
Famous last words.
Yeah, bring your playbook.
In fact, our buddy John Kutchko was the Turk for the New England Patriots in the mid-'80s.
Oh.
He was, excuse me, he was a guy who had to go knock on their door. In the NFL, he was an intern, and the NFL got wind of that and said, no, you can't do that. You can't send an intern to a professional football player's room and cut him and then bring him to the airport. That's not cool.
Yeah.
But the other things too is there's more sit down interviews this year than ever before with Sean McDermott, with Brandon Beane, with Josh Allen, with the players. They didn't do that before.
Yeah,
not as often, right? They would catch candid clips of everybody. There was always a contract dispute. There was always, like J.J. Watt going off because the head coach was going off in Houston about how bad they played.
They even talk about, and it's settled now, and we'll get to that.
They alluded to.
Well, they showed Cook.
Yeah, they showed.
And they showed Cook being there. And Brandon Beane said it's different. The holdouts are different now. They're hold-ins.
Yeah.
Because you are in the meetings and you're there for the plays. And he goes, and I really appreciate that.
Yes.
And he goes, he's not practicing, but then you got the running backs coach going, pay attention. Watch everything we're doing.
Yes.
And he's standing right there.
Yes.
And, and they also say it's an opportunity for somebody else to get in there. Frank Gore Jr. looked okay.
Right. But in the past, though, I remember when the Jets, the big year that the Jets were supposed to be the team. Rex Ryan was the head coach, right? Mark Sanchez is the quarterback. They're bringing Joe Namath in to talk to the guys. And Darrelle Revis was holding out for a new deal. And so that was like the pinnacle of the drama. Because if Revis doesn't show up, they're not going anywhere. Now they end up not going anywhere anyway that year.
Yeah.
But the point was Darrelle Revis. Well, no, they may have gone to the championship game that year and lost. But the point was Darrelle Revis was the centerpiece of that defense. The whole defense revolved around him and Antonio Nine Kids Cromartie, which by the way was another feature of that year because he couldn't remember his kids' names. If you remember that.
Yes, I do.
Now, I think I have a theory, and I can't prove it. I don't know if it's true. I'm probably talking out of my ears or whatever, but I think the Bills may have volunteered to do Hard Knocks under certain stipulations that they get final creative control over everything because there's really nothing dramatic here. Not even the injuries. They're really not getting. No. They're featuring DeMar Hamlin. Well, they could have featured him last time. They're featuring Josh Allen. Well, why wouldn't you? He's Josh Allen, right? He's the MVP. He's the guy. Yeah. They're talking to the coaches. I mean, the coaches and the general manager, they're talking more directly with the camera now. Like Joe Brady's talking. That never used to happen before. So they're like really putting together a show because the Bills aren't giving them much to work with. And guess what? If you're a Bills fan, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
I don't think the Jets gave him much last year either because I stopped watching. I thought it was boring.
Well, that was a couple years ago.
Oh.
But yeah. The Jets didn't give him anything.
So I think
last year was the Bears.
I didn't watch it all.
So 2 years ago was the Jets, and the year before that was the Lions.
Oh.
That was interesting. Because you saw a young team that was really coming together. They had been awful, but Campbell was a nut.
Yeah,
and he's doing the drills with the players, and he's like outperforming the players during the drills and stuff. But the Bills there's not much to give them, and even the Jets really didn't offer. Other than Rodgers, didn't offer much either. I think the teams have more creative control now.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. And I think because everything's out there now, right? We don't want certain things tweeted out. We want,
The biggest thing with the linebackers coach going off, and Van Driesen. I'm not sorry, not Van Driesen. Buffalo Joe.
Yeah,
getting yelled at by Vandermark.
Yeah, Vandermark was yelling at him like, "Hey, he's out of bounds. He's out of bounds. Let him go."
Right.
What's wrong with you?
That was the most drama there was.
That was the most drama. But even that's a great feel-good story. I didn't hate it. I mean, I guess I have low expectations. Here's the thing. You sent me. It's long. I don't know that I want to play the whole thing.
Okay.
But it was from NFL Network, Good Morning Football.
Kyle Brandt
talking about the James Cook signing. And I know you got some thoughts on this. I sort of tend to agree with what he's saying in this, but here we go.
I think they had to do it. I'm glad that they did it because there's a lot of ways to look at this. There's a lot of things you could see where it's, well, he's not on the field that much. Well, there's so much production from the other running backs. Well, it's an expensive running back. You could look at all those things. The one thing the Buffalo Bills do not want to look at is they don't want to look out on the field in late January when you know as well as I do they're going to be in Arrowhead. It's going to be in the fourth quarter. It's going to be 23-19 Kansas City, and the Bills are struggling to run the ball, and they can't do it, and the Chiefs defense is swarming Allen, and they're passing all over the place, and Allen is trying to do Allen ball, and it's just not working, and they don't have James Cook out there, the guy who was a superhero last year in Arrowhead, who scored one of the most dramatic, one of the most incredible touchdowns the Bills have seen in the entire Allen era on a fourth down, who does that play. You need that guy when you go to Arrowhead. And I'm not talking about in the regular season game against the Chiefs. I'm talking about in the playoff game. The Bills are a one-game team. They have to win one game this year that they can seem to never win. And to go into that, don't tell me about how much percentage of time he's on the field. Tell me about the percentage of the time that James Cook is in the end zone. This is a huge season for the Bills. They have to have that guy. Maybe it's not the most fiscally responsible thing and running back this. They got to win a Super Bowl. And, there's a lot of comparisons to Josh now about he's going into year 8. And there's comparisons that are starting to come up about Josh and Peyton Manning, about what they went through. Josh has been through 7 seasons. Peyton through 7 seasons had been to 1 title game. Josh has been to 2. He's actually ahead of where Peyton Manning had been at this point in his career. The difference is, guys,
I agree with this,
is that Peyton spent the bulk of his career with a Hall of Fame receiver in his huddle, with a Hall of Fame running back in his huddle, with another wide receiver who's going to be in the Hall of Fame in his huddle, not to mention a Hall of Fame pass rusher on the other side. Has Josh Allen ever, in 7 years, had a future Hall of Famer in his huddle? Frank Gore? Doesn't really count. It's at the end. Right. He has not had that.
Senior.
I don't know if he's ever going to have that. I don't see a guy who's going to be Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. Diggs is gone. Maybe he would have become that. And maybe guys in his huddle now will become that. But you know damn well this is not apples to apples with him and Peyton Manning. It's a different deal. He carries more of the load. He does more of the work. You have to help him as much as you can. If you can't get measuring James and Reggie Wayne, you damn well better not take away James Cook. They didn't. Big baller being strikes again.
What do you think?
I think I agree with a lot of what he's saying.
Me too.
I agree with a lot of what he's saying, but he kind of contradicted himself. James Cook was not on the field because of James Cook. So when we complain about him not being on the field, it's because he took himself off the field. He was not available. He was not there. There's this old saying, and I wrote about this for the Times this weekend. In big spots, when the game is on the line, think players, not plays. And Josh Allen had who to go to in those final 3.5 minutes? Himself.
Right.
Oh, and Dalton Kincaid, who dropped it. Oh, and Curtis Samuel. And, I had to run for myself. And where was James Cook? Oh, he whiffed on a huge pass rush. So they pull him out. They bring in Ty Johnson. And the worst part about it was they didn't have to run a 2-minute offense. All they needed was 3 points. They could have run a 4-minute offense, gotten down the field, ate the entire clock, and won the game. But they panicked. They panicked upstairs. They panicked on the sideline. Said, Josh, save us!
Does he go on about McDermott in this?
And there's no excuses if they lose this year. He's done his job, and now it's time for the Bills to win.
I think so. It also, Mike Greenberg went on today about, McDermott. Nick Wright, as you played yesterday, went off about McDermott.
Yeah.
The only place McDermott is not on the hot seat is with Terry Pagula, and that's the only guy that matters.
I know it is. But
my buddy Peter, Peter hates McDermott. I got like a 3-minute text this morning. He had to go to voicemail. He goes, bro, this is just too long to text. And he went off about McDermott. People made an argument that Marv Levy should have been fired after the second Super Bowl loss, and they got annihilated by Washington. And the sacrificial lamb was assistant coach Chuck Dickerson, because nobody would blame Marv, okay? And Marv was the glue. But they were never able to get over the top. The Bills haven't even gotten to Marv Levy level yet. 4 Super Bowls. They've gotten to 1.
Right.
He's talking about James Cook, and they should sign him, and he needs to be that guy. But James Cook needs to be that guy, and he hasn't been that guy. It's James Cook's own fault.
Let's go to go back to the Taylor Swift thing for a second, where she says, put your energy should be expensive, and basically don't spend it on some lowlife that's criticizing you or saying horrible things about you. If you're the Buffalo Bills, there isn't anybody who I would say is worth their salt as a pundit that isn't saying this is a Super Bowl. They have to get to the Super Bowl. Like, it's a have to. The players, we like to think they're professional. I always think they're human as well. And I used to always ask these guys, how do you protect yourself? Because anybody can get to your pocket. And by that, I mean to your phone by tweeting at you, because you all have a social media presence, and you need to. You become a brand, right? They do. Hopefully, if you're smart, you make some money, you hire somebody to handle that, and you don't see a lot of this stuff. And maybe you just do a silly video and go on with your day and let someone else handle that. But the point is that for some of them, you read this stuff, you hear this stuff, you can't necessarily get away from it. You love sports, so you're probably watching SportsCenter. Maybe you're watching Good Morning Football, and you hear this stuff. And do you think they internalize it, and could it go to their head? Could it fuck them up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this for a fact. As
Yeah.
a former Buffalo Bills intern,
Yeah.
they read and see everything and have it delivered to them by hand.
Yeah. So
and that was before social media. So now imagine when it's getting to your phone.
Yeah. So I think you really got to have great sports psychologists and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'll be interested if they talk about the grounding, because it was not the trainers that was doing that, according to Greg when he was here.
Mm-hmm.
It was other people within the Bills, but they were doing a grounding where they have you walk barefoot on the grass, and some of the players are doing it. I don't know that everybody did, but the point being, like, are there ways to sort of insulate yourself from that negativity and, again, shut out the noise? And that's hard at any level. I don't care how many millions of dollars you're making. Everybody. I mean, you'll even
hard for us in radio.
Well, yeah,
we were
but
public
we're not
figures.
we weren't making millions.
Yeah, but people would get to us. People would like write us
Yeah,
messages,
yeah,
and we'd
yeah.
be like, Billy, man, well, this guy's, bro, why do you care?
Who said that?
You did. You said, well, why do you care?
I've always been that way.
Yeah, because I had to train myself on how to do that.
But I've always been that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that there weren't things that.
Well, there were times when like somebody would get under your skin.
Yeah.
You know.
And then I would get mad at myself for allowing that to happen.
Right.
And then I go, it doesn't matter. They're not, they're not gonna.
I think these guys know what they're up against. I mean, let's be honest, okay? Everyone's saying they have to make the Super Bowl this year. Well, they've been saying that since 13 seconds.
Yeah.
They've been
Well, I
saying that
haven't
since
heard it
13
as
seconds.
much, Danny, that they have to. Like, this is a Super Bowl year. I mean, even Nick is like, Nick Wright. I think it was disappointing, the 13 seconds, but what an amazing season and what an amazing game, one of the best NFL games of all time, and blah, blah, blah. And how amazing was Josh Allen.
Yeah.
How amazing was Josh Allen. So I think you've got all those elements. I didn't get the next season being you got to get to the Super Bowl. Now, I thought last season, didn't we all think? I thought it was going to be the dip year.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, I did. And
I knew they would be a playoff team, but I did not expect them to go, in essence, 13-3 with that throwaway game at the end of the season. Nobody saw that coming.
Okay.
There were some people in the Buffalo media who actually had them as a wild card team.
Okay. So now that's why I feel like more now than I've ever heard before. You've got to get to the Super Bowl, or it's not even worth it. Like, getting to the AFC Championship game ain't enough.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Greenberg talked about how Allen is the greatest quarterback to not play in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The list is very short. I went over the list in my own head. I'm like, okay,
Marino?
Marino went
he
to
played one.
He played in one.
Yeah, he did.
But I mean, one more than Allen. But like, Marino was considered somebody, he's not the greatest quarterback. No, he really wasn't. But he had Don Shula.
Who
John
else didn't
Elway had
go?
Dan Reeves. And neither of, I mean, like, Marino had more stars to work with than Elway did and Elway went to 3 Super Bowls without any of those dudes. He won 2 and he finally got a head coach that could figure it out with the talent around him. But, I mean, there's Allen. Okay, Phillip Rivers, Dan Fouts, and Warren Moon.
Yeah.
Those are the 4 that are in Canton right now that never played in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry. Phillip Rivers is going to get Hall of Fame votes.
You think so?
He's not in the, I don't know if he'll get in the Hall of
I don't
Fame.
know if he will either. I don't know if he will.
Because here's the weird thing. People argue that Eli Manning doesn't belong there. Phillip Rivers had a better career than Eli Manning, but Eli Manning got to 2 Super Bowls
He
and
did,
won them
and
both.
won them both.
And beat the Patriots both
Yes,
times.
right.
So to me, that alone, dude,
yeah, I
you're,
mean,
I don't
you
care.
can't. You just
this isn't
can't.
baseball.
No.
You're like, you got a story.
It's
that's-
still the greatest joke to Brady,
but,
right?
But that list is very short.
Yes.
You know, and Allen is better than all those. I mean, Dan Fouts was amazing. Nobody remembers him. But, I mean,
Phillip Rivers was okay.
he was good.
Yeah, it was good.
He was good.
He had a weird throwing style, but he was good.
He reminds me a lot of Jim Kelly.
And he, I believe he was from Athens, Alabama, because he used to come back to where Jameson was living at the time.
He played in North Carolina. But, I mean, we say this is the year, but people are also saying, this is the year Kansas City's going to take a step back. They've been saying that for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
This is the year Caleb Williams really has to arrive as an NFL quarterback. He's only been in the league 1 year. I mean, people say a lot of things this time of year because there's nothing to talk about.
No, I know, but I feel like the one that is the loudest
is the Bills.
Is the Buffalo Bills have to get to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah. We went a little longer tonight, Danny, but fun.
Yeah, it's always
Memory
fun.
lane, tattoo removals, all that stuff.
We incorporated Taylor Swift and the Buffalo Bills together.
Well, Taylor Swift, I just thought that was a powerful thing she said.
Yes, it was.
I hope people will understand it.
Did Kelce say something about why he hasn't been as productive? Did he talk about that?
I don't know.
I thought I read that he talked.
He may have.
I was working.
He may
with
have.
it.
I did not listen to that podcast, but they do a great job. New Heights. For Dan Barillo, I'm Bill Moran. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
See you Monday.
The world seems a land of opportunity. For me, it's just a curse. Tell that judge in Bakersfield I'm tired of having to